Om Namo Venkateshaya. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavathanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashanteye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanideye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Tismarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchate Namastasmi Vishnave Prabha Vishnave Lakshmi Nata Samarambam Nate Amana Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandatami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Namo Venkateshaya. My pranams everybody. So we started the chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita yesterday. Raja Vidya, Raja Gukya Yogam. Bhagavad said, I'm going to, since you don't have any jealousy, I'm going to talk to you about this Raja Vidya, that is the king of the knowledge, the greatest knowledge, as well as the practical aspects, and then Anubhavam for you to, having known that, you'll be completely relieved from the sorrows of the samsara chakra. Then this is a very pure knowledge, and it is one of the greatest knowledge. Once you get the direct experience of that, you'll be able to perform these actions arising out of that without any interruption. It is immutable. It is in line with dharma, and then you will get happiness while performing this itself. So that's what Bhagavan talked about that. Then he said, people who don't have faith in me or in this knowledge, they will always get into the samsara chakra, because they have not reached me at all. Then the fourth sloka, which is one of the important slokas, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyaktam murtina mastani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha. That means this entire world is being pervaded maybe by my unmanifest nature. Unmanifest nature means that is which is form which cannot be comprehended through the sense organs. So it's beyond that, and therefore by that I am being, we know that the word Vishnu means Bhagavan is all pervading, is present everywhere in this universe, but then we are not able to perceive through your sense organs, the 5 sense organs, and therefore Bhagavan is saying, I am being pervaded. I pervade this entire universe by my unmanifest nature. In fact, the Isavasya Upanishad also says that for the first mantra is Isavasyam idakam sarvam yatkinchit jagatyam jagate tena tektena bunjitaha magrata kasya siddharam. So that means the entire Upanishad is the first line itself. Isavasyam idakam sarvam. That means the entire universe. Idam jagate. Jagat plus jagatyam. Whatever is in this universe. Now the universe as well as what is in this universe is completely pervaded by Isha. That is the Bhagavan as such. Isavasyam idakam sarvam. So Bhagavan says, I am pervading this entire universe by my unmanifest nature. Then all these things reside in me, but I don't reside in them. Meaning, all these things, for their existence, all these things need my support. That means I support them. Without me, they can't exist. They depend on me. Whereas I don't depend upon any of the things in this universe for my existence, because my existence is not only this universe and the people, the objects in this universe and the people in this earth, it is beyond that also. So that's what the Purusha Suktam says. Padosya visva bhutani tripadasyam mridam davi. That means the anta characharam is contained by 1/4 of the mahimas of the Bhagavan, and 3/4 of the mahimas exist beyond this entire anta characharam. So that's what Bhagavan talks about it. The next one, sloka number 55, we'll see that it is equally looks to be paradoxical apparently. Let us see how to resolve that. Sloka number 5.
Namaskaram Guruji.
Namaste.
Nacha matsthani bhutani pashya me yogamaishwaram bhuta bhrinna cha bhutastha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha.
So this is a little difficult sloka to understand. Let's try to spend some time on that. He's contradicting what he said in the earlier sloka. He's saying now, Nacha mastani bhutani. That means mastani pashyame. So pashya Arjuna, see, bhutani mastani nacha. That means these jivatmas, all these beings do not reside in me also. The earlier sloka said all these things reside in me, but I don't reside in them. Now he's saying that even this bhutatmas and other things don't reside in me. Na means the opposite of cha mastani bhutani. Bhutani mastani na That means they don't reside in me. Pashya, O Arjuna, see. Why? Because of my yoga Maishwaram. That means that is my yoga Maya. They are being sustained by my yoga Maya. They don't reside in me at all, in me also. Now the second sloka is even more confusing. Bhuta Brit. That means I'm supporting this universe. That means Bhuta, this is the entire universe, these people in this universe. Brit means who is the support of that. Bhuta Brit cha, Bhuta Brit cha, Bhutastaha. So that means what is this? Jivatmas are also residing. Mamatma. So that means I am not, I am the, this Bhuta Bhavana. That means I am the creator of this Bhuta Bhavana. Means one is the creator, source of creation, source of manifestation. So I am the source of creation, the manifestation of this universe. I am the supporter of that. But in spite of that, I am not residing in this universe. Bhutastaha, na bhutastaha mama atma. That means my mama atma, that means my own nature, my own atma doesn't reside in this universe also. So this gives a little confusing picture, because all along we have been saying that Bhagavan is present in this universe, he's present elsewhere, he's present in all the places, and then the entire thing is supported by Bhagavan. And to some extent, we resolve the contradiction of they are present in me, I'm not present in them, with a simple reason that because he doesn't depend on this the jivatmas or this universe for his existence, and therefore he says that I am not present in them, but they are present in me. Now he's saying they are also not present in me. What does it mean, Bhagavan? What does he mean by that? We have got to resolve the contradiction. What he says is, let's clearly spend some time on that, because it's a little difficult to understand a certain concept. Let's spend some time on that. Now let's look at from the Advaitic point of view. Now, the same example, the rope and the snake. So yesterday we saw that, first the person thought it was a snake. Then once the knowledge dawned on him, he saw it as a rope. Now, the source of existence for the snake, the existence of the snake was created by the rope. Supposing if the rope were not there, so supposing there is no rope at all, there is nothing coiled in form, you will never think about there is a snake or anything like that. So that means the basis for you to think that it is a snake was provided by the existence of the rope. That means Brahman is present always. That means Bhagavan is there, is the only thing that is present everywhere, and that is what is giving that impression of looking at this, this snake as such. That means the existence is there. The existence of everything is there, and then the existence of that makes you believe that there is something else other than Brahman exists. So that is why the support for that existence is Bhagavan. That's what Bhagavan says. Bhuta Bracha. I am the supporter for that. But then subsequently, the snake never existed. It will never exist in the past. It never exists in the present. Supposing if the snake doesn't exist, how can you say that Bhagavan is present in this snake itself? Because in the snake, when something is non-existent, Bhagavan will also not be present in that particular thing. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. This is from the Advaitic point of view. All I'm talking is from the Advaitic point of view. According to the Advaitic point of view, the entire thing is only Brahman, nothing else exists. And therefore, the impression or the what you call this perception that you are seeing, that the world of this whole world of name and forms is only an illusion, or arising out of your ignorance, saying that something else exists other than Bhagavan as such, and therefore that is the kind of an illusion. If there is an illusion, it doesn't exist at all. Like the mirage, when you go to the the desert, you feel as if at some distance, you feel that there is some water or something like that. You keep walking towards it. After some time, then when you say that, when you go to the place, the water is not there. So that is this kind of a mirage, or kind of an appearance is being given by this world. That is what Bhagavan is saying. That so therefore he is saying that even that world doesn't exist in me. So that means the world, because if it is Maya, if it doesn't exist, if that means it is not a reality, and therefore if it is not a reality, it doesn't exist in me. Even that doesn't exist in me. That's one way of interpreting this particular sloka. And also, so that means the world doesn't exist, and therefore they don't exist in me. If they don't exist in me, then if it doesn't exist, then they don't exist in me also. That's what he's saying. Even the bhutas doesn't exist in me. That is one way of interpretation. Let's look at the other way of interpretation. Again, same from the Advaitic point of view. All of us have this waking stage experiences. So waking stage, we undergo several experiences, etc. So when you go to sleep, the first stage you get is the dream state. The dream state, what happens? The body, mind, the physical body goes to rest, and then the mind alone is active. The mind, what it does, the mind projects its own experiences as dreams. So the mind is the projector of this experience, and also you enjoy depending upon the joy or sorrow, depending upon the kind of experience that you have in the dream. Now the mind can think of objects which it has only seen. Supposing if I ask you to think of something, let us say, what do you call this, sky star. Supposing if I say something, think about sky star. You don't know what sky star is. You have not seen it, and therefore mind cannot think about it. So that means the projections or the experiences that the mind is projecting is based on all the impressions or the experiences the mind has undergone during the waking stage. Only when it has gone through the waking stage, that means waking stage is the support for the dream stage. So in that sense, Bhagavan says I am the support for the whole universe. That means the waking stage is the supporting stage for the dream stage. That's one. That's it. Then once you come out of the dream, then you realize that the dream itself is only a falsehood, or it didn't even exist, because in reality it didn't exist. So Bhagavan is also saying that since the entire universe is only a kind of an appearance or a mirage, it doesn't exist. So that means if something doesn't exist, it doesn't exist in me. That's what Bhagavan is trying to say. That is one way of interpretation of this Mayavadism. But the people from the Visishtadvaitans and Dvaitans say that, it is not that Bhagavan is saying that they exist in me in the sense, supposing there is a glass and you pour some water into it, the water resides in the glass. So the glass is what is supporting this this water. So Bhagavan is saying, I'm not like, the entire universe doesn't reside in me like, the water in the glass as such. All that I'm saying is through my Sankalpa Sakti. That means Bhagavan, if wishes something to happen, then it just happens as it is. So that is what Bhagavan's, one of the qualities or Yogamaya is called as Agadita Gatana Sahasam. That means what he's saying is, Agadita means which did not exist. And an event that existed is called as Gatita. That means it has happened. Agadita means it did not, an event which did not happen, Gatita, but he is capable of making it happen. That is the quality, that is the greatness of Bhagavan, and therefore is called as Agadita Gatana Sahasam. We can do that. One example is the Narasimha Avatar. When you come to the Narasimha Avataram, there is no creature in this universe which has got the head of a lion and body of a human being. So Bhagavan is able to do that, and he manifested himself as Narasimha Avatar. So he is capable of doing anything in this universe by just thinking about it. He doesn't have to take any special effort. The creation is not something, Bhagavan is taking so much of effort to create this universe or something like, nothing like that. If the moment Bhagavan wills it, yes, this is what it should happen, it happens. Look at the kind of various planets, stars, everything in the sky. Is Bhagavan physically supporting them? No, he doesn't physically support. They are all in space. Through his Sakti, through his magnetic forces and several other forces, electrical forces, whatever forces you may call it, all these things are all Yoga Shakti of Bhagavan. And therefore, through that, he is able to sustain this universe and maintain this universe. And that's what the people like Visishtadvaita and Advaitin say, that, Bhagavan, when he says that, even that doesn't exist in me. That means he's saying that through my Sankalpa Sakti, I'm able to manifest this entire universe. They don't physically reside in me in that. That is what Bhagavan is trying to say. That's what the interpretation the Visishtadvaitins and others say. Whatever it is, Bhagavan's power or the yogic Maya is so great that he can do anything in this world. And therefore he says that, I don't, although I create everything, I sustain that, I'm apart from that. That means the other reason why Bhagavan says I'm apart from that is the entire creation, everything is sustained by only 25% of his Mahimas, and he resides beyond that 25%, which is that 75% is beyond that, and therefore these things don't even affect him. So the entire universe depends on Bhagavan for his existence and sustenance. Bhagavan doesn't need anything in this world for his own sustenance, and then and therefore he is called as, although they are in me, or I am not in them, or even they don't reside in me, because through my own Sankalpa Sakti, I make them manifest in this universe, and therefore that's what Bhagavan is trying to say in this. This is where that's what it's called as Raja Vidya, Raja Gukyam. It's a very secretive knowledge, as well as a very great knowledge, saying that Bhagavan, just by his Sankalpa Sakti, in fact, the Upanishad says Aham Bahusyam. That means let me become many, and immediately the whole universe was created, and multiplicity of these various species have been created. That is the Sankalpa Sakti of Bhagavan. That's why it is called as Yogam Aishwaram. Ishwaram means Isha. That means his ability to control through his Yoga Sakti. So even today we can find, there are people who have got yogic features. They can lift their body and float in air as such. We have physically seen some of the yogis do that. If they themselves can, remain in this space without the support of this ground, what to speak of Bhagavan's capabilities? He can create this entire universe and make it sustain, and he doesn't have to be present, or he doesn't have to physically support this entire universe. So that's what Bhagavan is saying, that this and everything is created, although created from me. They don't rest in me in the physical sense of I physically support them. Only, this for example, if the house is to be constructed, we do all this foundation, etc. The foundation is the one which is supporting this house. It is not, Bhagavan is not like that foundation who is supporting this entire universe. That's what he's trying to say, that I'm, although created this universe, sustained this universe, they don't reside in me in the physical sense of I supporting them, and I'm also not part of them, because I don't need their support for my existence. That's what is this particular sloka. A little seemingly contradiction, but this is how the contradiction need to be resolved, saying that Bhagavan is all powerful, and whatever he wants, he can do just by his wishful thinking, and that immediately happens. That's what it is. Let's move on to sloka number 6.
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गोमहान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय.
So Bhagavan is saying, giving another example, although the previous one was a little difficult for people to understand. Now he's giving a very simple example. He says, Yata akasha sthito nityam vayu sarvatra gado gahoma. That means the mighty wind is blowing and flowing everywhere into this universe, into this every place. But then the entire vayu is contained in the space only. And then space is not contaminated, or space is not, getting, what do you call this, getting association with that air as such. Although it is supporting this entire, this vayu, it still remains aloof. It is still different from that vayu as such. So Bhagavan says like that, Tata sarvani bhutani mastani upat. That means like that all these things reside in me, but I don't get attached to any of these things. So that means I support them, but there is nothing that I get, they're nothing, I mean, nothing, whatever they do, nothing affects me as such. So whatever happens in the sky, in the air, supposing the air is carries some good smell or bad smell or anything, the space is not affected by that. Similarly, Bhagavan says, whatever I created, these various beings and other things, whatever happens to them, nothing affects me. And that sense, I'm supporting this entire universe. That's what Bhagavan is saying. I think we'll stop with that, because he's moving into a different topic from sloka number 7. So let's see that from tomorrow. Vasudevasutam devam kamsachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagatgurum sarvam Sri Krishna arpanamastu. Krishna 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 Krishna.